the thing about binging with Babish, he's got the table here. He just doesn't have the courage for this extra 4 inches. I am here in the hand-to-mouth test kitchen with America's leftovers. That's coleslaw, potato salad, and cheap patties of ground beef that have already been cooked into cardboard. Cardboard. We're going to be trying to take these and make them into something that's a little bit more appetizing so that you can eat off of them for the next week. Now, to be fair, yes, you could simply reheat one of these hockey pucks, shove some of this potato salad and coleslaw on it, and call it a burger. You could do that, and it would be okay. You probably will do that today. But if you're like me, you have an entire tray of coleslaw left over because everybody says they want a vegetable, but nobody eats one. And you've got a weird potato salad from your mother-in-law that is not like your potato salad, and you need to figure out what to do with this stuff. Well, I'm going to play around a little bit today, and I'm so glad that you're here to join me. I am starting with my first theory, which is that we could broil this and turn it into sort of a hash. So the potatoes are covered in mayonnaise with dill and a bit of oil. It seems like this is the kind of thing that you might be able to crisp up under a broiler. Similar, this is just cabbage and carrot. So between these two, I think add a little bit of onion, and you might have a little bit of a hash going on here that would be delicious alongside or with one of these crumbled up in. That's going to add a lot of flavor and a lot of moisture back into this meat and add an entirely different kind of flavor to this dish. So I think that would be really cool. But we're also going to try a second technique, and that is the most traditional of hand-to-mouth techniques, soup. So one of the Ultra T-Sabs actually pointed out, I think it was Mr. Entity, that a number of cultures have cold beet soups, borscht. I'm Polish, so I'm actually a big fan of borscht. I've made it a lot of times. What I don't have today are beets. Technically, I do have beets. I could go up in that pantry and grab beets right now. I could do that, but that's cheating. That's cheating. However, it just so happens that my mother-in-law's potato salad has a bunch of dill in it. So we've got dill, mayonnaise, potatoes, cabbage, carrot. Again, I think just a little bit of onion, and I have some onion left over. And we might be into sort of a borscht-y kind of avenue. Now, I'm going to be using a little bit of bouillon. You don't have to do that. You could actually just make the stock from the onion. There is a video that, I think it was Mr. Entity again, actually shared in the Discord with more about that. But vegetable soup is not as expensive as you think it is. I actually shared that video over on our Reddit subreddit, reddit.com/r/hand-to-mouth. I'm going to be tossing up various articles and videos that the community brings to my attention that I think would be great for all of you. So I hope you'll go check that out as well. There's also a Discord community and a mailing list, so click those links and join us. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Let's get ready. It's hand-to-mouth. We know being broke sucks. We make it suck less. And I think we can make a pretty tasty meal out of all of this stuff. I'm gonna cook. Look at my Babish shot. You can't see my face, am I even saying this? Maybe I'm in witness protection. Maybe I'm a space alien born of the stars. See that coleslaw? So that's a typical coleslaw for me. That's a third green cabbage, a third red cabbage, and a third carrots. Very cheap. Apple cider vinegar, salt, pepper, and a little olive oil. That's all that's in there. This is literally just 80-20 ground chuck beef. I broiled it because we didn't have a grill. So that's just got a little salt on it. And then this is our potato salad. You see, the potato salad actually has these huge chunks of potato. So I'm going to be working with these very large chunks today. And I think that's actually going to be good for the hash. Hand-to-mouth broiling sheet. This came with another guest of hand-to-mouth that we will be making friends with. I call it Signor Scorcho. Signor Scorcho means that I don't have to turn on the oven in the middle of the day during the summer, which will lead me to suicidal thoughts very quickly. Also, I have some pickles left over. It's 4th of July. You probably have some pickles, right? Everybody has. You don't eat pickles on a burger? What do? I understand there are those people that are just like, all you need on a burger is meat and cheese. But they're wrong. Pickles are delicious. Okay. Would you like to see my super technical preparation for this? This is the utensil I'm using. In French, it's called le main. In other countries, it's called other things, but I don't know other languages. I don't even know French. I took French in high school and then forgot it. So these potatoes I'm going to do kind of like home fries. They're so chunky that I'm just going to take them out here and kind of set them up and see if I can't roast them outright, kind of get them to be crispy by the time this is all crisp. So this is going to take a while. This will probably be in the oven for the course of the live stream, and then we'll try this at the very end. Now what I am not using, I don't know if you can even tell, this is a juicy monkey. I'm keeping that juice out of this pan, trying to keep it as dry as possible, which is not very dry, but it's drier than it would be. So we are literally just taking our potato salad and our coleslaw, and we are shoving it under a broiler and saying, what did that do? Do something good? Set phasers to broil! El Scorcho! Heat the bait! Is it... Is it plugged in? Oh, yeah. It's turning on! It still works! 10 years old! Should I split it? Wow. Oh, mayonnaise in the beard. Mayonnaise in the beard. That's not... Okay, so while that is broiling, let's start on our soup. Would you like to see how hard our soup is going to be? Doop doop, ba 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 doo, boop boop, ba 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 doo, whoop doop, da ba ba doo, doop 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 doo doo doo. Here, just so you don't miss the action. Was that confusing? Here, I'll show you again. This is my very scientific measuring technique. 2. I put 2 coleslaws in, and then I'm just going to take some potato salad. Again, these are very highly technical measurements that I'm using. Oh, I dribbled all over myself. You should probably use a spoon. It'd be more, pristine. All right, but I just want those juices. I want that runoff in my soup, because that looks to me... Oh, wait. You know what? Now that I've done this, it occurs to me I have a totally different technique. So I'm going to pull out half of the potato. Delicious. Yummy. Okay. So we're just going to put this up here on the stove. I mean, it tastes good. My mother-in-law makes good potato salad. There's no mustard in it. I'm used to a mustard potato salad. What can I say? I'm from Texas. But this is a delicious one. It actually has dill in it, which means that for this recipe... it might be just like exactly the way you want to go. So this I'm holding back. I'm gonna add this cold at the end of the soupifying process, as if it were the sour cream that you would, or yogurt that you might add to borscht. So that's why I pulled it out. I'm gonna cook this down. It's just gonna add a little bit of water and a little bit of bouillon paste, and we're gonna see if that'll soup into something that's kind of tasty. Did you stop paying attention? Maybe it's time to let the dog have all the meat. The dog will eat the meat. You will not eat the meat today, Leia. Not today. Well, maybe. You might get some treats. You might get a meat treat. You're a good girl. That is just enough water to kind of get everything soaked a little bit, get that watery stuff going. I'm then going to toss in just a little bit of bouillon paste. Yeah! Open for me! All right. Beef bouillon paste, or as I like to call it, concentrated cow face. Just putting a little bit in, a little bit'll do ya. Our best friends, garlic powder and pepper. Pepper! Now, fun thing about borscht is actually a meat soup originally. Especially in Eastern European countries, there's a lot of beef and sausage and oxtail and all kinds of things. In some ways, borscht is the gumbo of Eastern Europe. So I'm going to take at least one of these meat patties, grind it up in that soup, and just kind of like use it, essentially. This is probably going to be my key lunch for today. Hopefully just for one day if it's bad, but it might be good. Crumble up the meat and shake your booty. Doo-doo-doo-doo-dee. All right, well that is 2 down. Ooh, right, I've got the broiler on. That can go very badly if you don't keep an eye on it. Nope, we're good. I've kept the sauce, essentially, from the potato salad. That's going to go in the soup, but the chunks I'm going to try to do something a little bit different with. Now, in the meantime, I need to chop up this onion using the one knife to rule them all, the hand-to-mouth knife. Maybe someday we'll improve the window tape. Way around here? Yeah, she's under there. She's waiting for me to slip. So, I had a conversation with my wife, and I want to be sure that I'm keeping it real and that I'm offering you a solution that could potentially exist. So if you're very broke and you can't afford a knife, one, I did go see in the grocery store yesterday, you can get terrible knives for $1. So I think you can get a better knife than this, but I'm just trying to make the point, you can do this with one rusty steak knife. So if I can do it with a rusty steak knife, surely you can do it with whatever you use to beat food apart. This will, however, cost me the most when cutting onions, because this is... See, what makes a problem cutting onions is the damaging of the cells, which releases the sulfur compounds. A steak knife is not known for being gentle with cell walls. Can you see that? See that? Yeah, we've got some real broth going. It's an actual soup, everybody. Look at that. Look at that. That's going to be the biggest trick here, is that these cabbage and carrots are raw, so as they cook down, they're going to shrink really fast. I'm just going to bulk that out a little bit more, though. I'm feeling cocky right now. This could be good. Could I be set for yet another uncontrovertible victory? Wait a minute. Oh, God, the broiler. The mayonnaise has almost completely disappeared from these potatoes, right? This is, like that's just cooked off into kind of the flavor and the oil on it. Similarly, we've got a good chunk of sear starting to go on with these cabbage. I think this can all stay in the broiler there a little longer. Like, when in doubt, onion. If that didn't work, garlic. If those both didn't work, you're going to need weapons. Onion's got kind of a blah spot on it, but that's no big deal. Yeah, we're getting there. I'll just toss a couple onions over here. Sprinkle them on. Toast them up. What's the worst that could happen? Lots of things. We'll probably see. Hey there, hand-to-mouth community. Thank you so much for joining me on a Sunday afternoon. To everybody who opened up an email to come check this out, we are in the birthing pangs of a new show. I had no idea that people were going to be this supportive, and I am starting to catch up. So, we're going to have some new equipment, we're going to have better sound, we're going to have a better setup. This is going to grow a lot. The pan! Now, this pan already has some tallow and beef fat from when I cooked a little bit of beef. I cooked a couple of the burgers on the grill last night. I just left it in there, and I'm just going to heat it up again. I'm sure that I'm not supposed to, but I will. And then I actually, because I'm a smart little boy, I saved my tallow runoff. Yes, here it is. Look at that! Flavor country! Mmm! Look at it. So, I've got this perfect little hockey puck of just straight up beef tallow, but then I also have this trace of aspic, which I am going to fold into something here. Probably I'll fold it into this, but maybe not until the end. Oh, that's concentrated salt beefy goodness. All right, here's my scientist's portion of soup. This is what we're going to be trying. I'm going to taste it first. Potato salad coleslaw soup is a success. Success! Rousing success! I'm a genius again! This isn't bad at all. I'll eat this all day. Ton of fiber. Got some good beefy goofiness. Now, I'm going to put another beef patty in this. This is the thing. I'm eating this. But the soup is great. Oh, broiler smells like it needs checking. Ooh, hey, we're getting somewhere serious now. Look at that. Look at that. Can you see? See how kind of cooked down that coleslaw's gotten? It's got a little crunch around it. The onions I should have gotten in there earlier, admittedly. But it's not terrible. Huh. I'm going to put that back in. I think we can go deeper. Last, but far from least, the croquette. So this is something that I am doing based off of a recipe my mother used for canned salmon when I was a kid. So we have some of these old hamburger buns that were left out all morning and are now very stale. Can you? Can you hear that? So I'm going to crumble up a couple. I'm going to add it with the potato, some of the coleslaw, and some of the beef. And I'm going to try to make that into kind of like a patty and then fry it. I don't know if that's going to work. I have my doubts. But there is no victory in safety. We gotta mash them taters, mash them good, mash them taters just like we should. Da, 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 da. Ow, that spoon's hot. Don't leave a metal spoon in a boiling pot of liquid. Heat transference is real! And that means about 4th of July weekend leftovers lasted me through the next week. Running on ground beef, running on cabbage and carrot. It's so good! Who doesn't boil coleslaw? You're missing out! Boil your coleslaw, everybody! Then fry it in beef tallow. Oh, this one's gonna be good. This might be my favorite. Oh, it's hard to be James. It's hard, you know, because I'm just so good at everything. You kind of look there, you can see those are both the same. That's the same dish, prepared in two very different ways. They're going to taste very different because we are about to push that seasoning on that cast iron pan, big time. So I think for this, what do I want to do? You know what? This feels very American to me. I feel like this is a Creole seasoning kind of a thing. So that's the direction I'm going to push my particular croquette. But at this stage, you could go in a lot of different directions. I'm in this mood. I'm in this mode. It's 4th of July. I associate Creole food with American food because of where I grew up. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm actually now I think I'm going to toss the meat in there. One of these meat patties just to kind of bring that alive and blend it flavor-wise with everything else. Now mixing that cold potato starch in with that hot, greasy cabbage and carrot and beef. Oh yeah, there it is. Look at that brown, delicious GBD. GBD. Look at that, it's all roasty toasty. We got, look, it's got that nice char on it. Mmm. Yeah. All right, okay. I'd say, depending on the kind of potato salad you have, this is another valid option. Basically, it's taken these potatoes, and now, instead of potato salad, I have home fries. The oil in the mayonnaise really did serve to help let it crisp a little bit. I think I could have gotten it even crispier in a pan, or if I'd been in more like a straight-up oven. But it did pretty well, and the flavor of the potato salad marinade actually penetrated the potatoes really nicely, so it's got like its own thing going on. It's actually really nice. Yeah. If you served me this and just told me this, that you were doing like a salad dressing home potato, I would just eat it. I wouldn't think twice. Okay. So this is our broiled coleslaw. So this is coleslaw put under the broiler. Similar. So in similar direction, the broiling kind of reduces the salad dressing of the coleslaw into a marinade pretty effectively. And what you end up with is just a very flavorful, sort of lightly vinegared, roasted vegetable melange. I don't think there's anything wrong with this. I don't know. But this makes me think this croquette is going to be very successful, because I feel like the one thing I feel like this is that it feels a little bit kind of higgledy-piggledy. In the broiling and the souping, I like the souping better so far. Look at me. Do you like the meaties? Are you a beef lady? Are you a lady of the beefs? A lady of the beefs, lady. Okay. Good call. Is that a fly? No, that is a piece of bread. So we're just going to do, I'm going to do one hamburger bun and then the amount of meat that feels right for that amount of bread. Give me an egg. Give me an egg. Break me off a piece of that egg. Just crumbling this up. Making some breadcrumby crumbs. So we're basically making a spiced meatloaf. But with pre-cooked meat. So I guess it's not a meatloaf. I'm not sure exactly what it is. In the future, we're going to have call-in guests. If you folks are watching, Mr. Entity, I know you're around. I think I saw you, Wandering Mage. I don't know if obviously Michael is here, but anybody, T-Seb, Hand-to-Mouth, Ultra T-Seb, reach out over on the Discord. I would love to set up some call-in spots for the weekends ahead. I'm going to be doing this at every Sunday at this time. We may be doing some supplementary streams here and there as well. So there will be a lot of opportunities for the community to kind of jump on and be involved, and I would love to have you. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, I've got 2 patties here. Did I just make 2 hamburger patties from... Is there even... Oh, yeah, there's beef in this. Look, I have so many patties. I could make a ton like this. If this works, I'm a genius if this works. I'm a damn genius. That really needs to wash his hands. All right, I'm going to heat this up, and then we're going to dance. There, I washed the knife. We're all impressed? I mean, this is basically a super advanced toast sandwich. American cheese! Also left over from 4th of July celebrations. The cheese that is not. I let the heat get on that for half a second. Let that, wilt. I'm wilting cheese right now. That's the technical term. Cheese. Cheese, 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 cheese. Cheese, 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 cheese. All right. Just a couple pickles. Just some good old pickles. Never minding no harm. Ah! Don't drop lid. This is essentially, my, what do we call this? This would be like cheeseburger inception. This is my cheeseburger meal within a cheeseburger. So the patty is coleslaw, potato salad, onions, pre-cooked ground beef, stale hamburger bun, and a single egg, which I think I could have made into many more patties if I'd wanted to. And now I put that on a toasted again. Let's see. Oh, the cheese makes it. The cheese totally makes it. I mean, obviously, it tastes like cheese. But the seasoning of the seasoned salt makes it taste like kind of a spiced patty. You certainly wouldn't mistake it for a straight-up hamburger, but I would eat this pretty happily. This is not bad. And so I really like the heavier vegetable portion that I'm getting from the soup. But if you're more of a cheeseburger type, this is also a way you could stretch meat. I don't think you would have to make it coleslaw first. I think you could do this with cabbage and carrots and make a stretched patty, period. So from here, we're basically talking about the use of vegetables and starches to stretch meat. So any kind of vegetable that you enjoy, we could really go hog wild. What is the definition of a veggie patty? It just doesn't have meat in it. But if you have 10% meat in there, that's not a veggie patty. That's just deliciously stretched. And by using the meat as an ingredient, you can have that flavor and experience more frequently without destroying your pocketbook or eating meat as casually or foolishly as so many of us do in the West. You could absolutely do seitan here. I mean, this, like so many meat treatments, most of the meat that we really enjoy that isn't just like a roasted piece of meat was developed in part either to help preserve or to offset the taste of rot or oldness from meat. So a lot of old recipes for meat and a lot of things that don't with meat, for instance this, the cheeseburger, you're really barely tasting the meat. You're tasting some of the tallow, which we have in here from the runoff, but for the most part, you're experiencing the pickles, the bread, the cheese, the vegetables, the whole collection together. And so you can get away with stretching that a lot before you've lost the flavor of the meat entirely. So, this is a great way to stretch your meal. If you spent a lot of the 4th of July trying to impress friends or family, you didn't really have the budget to do that, and now you're just staring at a pile of sad-looking, half-cooked burgers and increasingly sweaty-looking potato salad, I hope I've shown there's a lot you can do with those ingredients to make them into special new things throughout the week. This is just the start, and I imagine we'll be chit-chatting on Discord a little bit today about what else could be done. There's almost no meat in this bite, but the tallow just brings that flavor through. Well, I finished it, so it can't be that bad. So that's at least 3 solid meals other than just putting coleslaw and potato salad on top of a hot dog, which you should do. It's great. It's really good. It's really delicious. It might be better than everything I've done today.